Well, hello there to my Virgos. This is Queen Amora coming to you with your last quarter moon phase video. All right. Hopefully everybody's having a great weekend, winding down, closing out this cycle. All right, Virgos, let's get into it. Let's get into it, Virgos. Looks like you're having a tower moment. You're in hermit mode, trying to close out this cycle, winding down. The moon is in Cancer, so hopefully you are nurturing yourselves, Virgos. So this reading is for the 13th of October through the 20th of October. And so Spirit is really asking you to nurture yourself this week. You've been holding on. You've been, holding so much, Virgos. And so holding on to so much. And so this is about divine alignment. It's about divine alignment, Virgos. And so Spirit says this week is really about introspection and peace. You want to nurture yourself through solitude. You want to unplug. You want to rest. You want to listen to your inner guidance. You want to find your strength and stillness. You want to find your strength and stillness. The challenge for you all, Virgos, is that you've been carrying too much responsibility. And so Spirit says you want to nurture yourself by releasing the need to do it all and delegate, say no, and remember that rest is productive. So when it restores your soul. So sometimes you need to delegate duty. Sometimes you need to say no. Sometimes you feel like, okay, if you want it done right, do it yourself. No. Sometimes you need to learn how to delegate duty. But somebody's been walking around, with the weight of the world on their shoulders. And so say, no, you don't. Right? A past influence is the tower, so change or disruption has shaken your foundation. And Spirit says nurture yourself through stability and structure and simple routines, morning rituals, warm tea, quiet reflection, rebuild your peace, right? And so the conscious focus is the Queen of Pentacles. You're focused on care and sustainability. Spirit says nurture your physical world, clean your space, nourish your body, let comfort be sacred. Order is healing when it supports calm, not control, right? And so the subconscious energy here is the moon, and uncertainty stirs beneath the surface. And Spirit says nurture your intuition, trust your emotional compass. Meditation and journaling will reveal truths. Your logic cannot see. And so the near future is the Ace of Cups here, right? The near future is the Ace of Cups. And so emotional renewal flows in. And Spirit says, open your heart to receive gentleness from others, from nature, from spirit. Let love soothe you like water over stones, right? So somebody may be listening to water sounds to just kind of sort of calm yourselves down as you're closing out a cycle, because we had a hunter's moon. And so you don't want to be a slave to your emotions. And that's a lot of, you're trying to see something from a higher frequency. Trying to see something from a higher frequency. Somebody is really a perfectionist and an overthinker, over worrier, just overdoing something, right? And you're a star, like everybody's a star. Maybe there's hope for everybody. There's a star in your own right. And somebody could be overthinking something, like to a point of giving yourself a headache, and so I feel like in this situation right here, whatever it is, whatever the situation is, looking at this right here, somebody thinks that you're responsible for something. And no matter what you say, somebody's going to think that you're not being honest because you're a perfectionist and you want to get something right. And you walking around like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders trying to get something right. In the physical sense, somebody's going to think because you're having nightmares that you're not being honest about something, right? And this is what a lot of people have in common here. Is because you're a star, whatever it is that you do, and you're trying to do something right. There are going to be some people who don't see something from a higher frequency. They don't see something from a higher frequency. You are at peace within. You're trying to see something from a higher frequency, right? I feel like you have a guardian angel watching over you that is somebody who sees something like in advance, like somebody has already gone ahead of you and sees something in advance. Like basically you have a spirit, an earth angel talking you through something. somebody who's already been there in that space is basically talking you through something in advance, telling you to calm down. You're trying to get something right, and you could be overthinking something, right? I don't know how that's going to help somebody, but you're having a tower moment, and you could be overwhelmed, like drowning, overwhelmed. But I feel like you have an earth angel that, and here we have the 9 of your hopes and fears. Here is the 9 of Swords. Anxious thoughts, may it rise at night. Spirit says nurture your mind with kindness, breathe deeply, affirm your safety, and practice gratitude before sleep. Peace is a choice you can create daily. And so the outcome is the Empress card. And so abundance and softness return. And so Spirit confirms by nurturing yourself, you become, the source of your own peace and compassion, rest, and self-love, and your truest power this week, right? So for you all, this week, Spirit invites you to heal through gentleness, not effort. And so you are being guided to slow down, breathe, and reconnect the sacred rhythms of your own life, Virgo. So your peace doesn't come from perfection, it blooms through presence. And so you want to let yourself rest, create beauty, receive the love that you so freely given others. This is going to be really, really important because for the most part, high vibrating Virgos want so much to get it right with everybody else. So how about turning that onto yourself? If you're putting all of this, I got to get it perfect for everybody else. I got to be the perfect person for my boss. I got to be the perfect person for my love interest. I got to be the perfect person for this person. This is where, as you're closing out a cycle, if you had to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I got to be the perfect person for me, this moon card, how would I be if my moon was Virgo? How would I be the perfect nurturer for myself? That's how you close out cycles. That's how you close out cycles. How would I be the perfect person for myself? Pull your birth chart, find out what your moon sign is, and do nothing else for anybody else. I mean, if you have kids, obviously you're going to do something for kids. Or if you have a spouse or partner or whatever. But that's how you're going to do it. You're going to close it out just doing nothing but prioritizing yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. And so that may be harder for some people than you think. Some people are so used to doing, like running around like a chicken with their head cut off for everybody else, that you may find it harder to pour into yourself. But the more and more you discipline yourself to do it, because at first it feels selfish, but then you start realizing, you know what, I don't do enough for myself. I don't do enough for myself. Then you start practicing no. Then you start saying, okay, I can't make it to this event. I can't make it to that event. Not lying, just saying, okay, I'm going to fill my schedule up. Start filling your schedule up, Start putting little stuff on your calendar. I got an hour here. I'm going to read a chapter of this book. This hour, I'm going to watch a movie. So when people try to eat up your time, then you're not lying. I made a date with myself. I'm going to watch this movie. I'm going to study this chapter. I'm going to read this book. I got a date with myself. I'm doing these things for me. I'm investing in myself. Yeah, so I had to add a little bit more time. So you're listening to your intuition. You're doing all of these things to invest in yourself. And your ancestors are really proud of you. You're doing all of these things to invest in you. I do see somebody being booked and busy because you're balancing it out. You're balancing it out. You're down to earth. You're relatable. You're learning how to say no to ripping and running, being here, being there, waiting around with the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're learning how to delegate duties. You're basically learning how to say no. You're learning how to say no. You're learning how to turn off your phone. You don't need to always be in the loop of what's going on in people's lives. People from your past, they can believe what they want to believe. Because this is the I believe sign, right? So people from your past, they want to call you and keep you in the loop about what's going on in this person's life, who's talking about who behind who's back. Let's go take this short ride. Let's keep you in the loop and find out what's going on. Basically, they want to pile on their emotion, their emotional baggage on your back, almost feeling entitled to dump their emotional baggage onto you, that's going to be a no sir and a no ma'am. You know, they're not making you carry their emotional baggage, and you just going along with the flow. That's going to be a no. So document your dreams day and night. That's why somebody's been having nightmares, because you're carrying other people's emotional baggage. Your new home awaits. So somebody could actually literally be moving. Yep, you could literally be moving, because even being in somebody else's auric layer, being in the car with them, being that close to them, hugging somebody, shaking their hand, being in their auric layer, you're picking up on unprocessed emotions with somebody. Even being in the elevator with somebody, being that close in their auric layer, you could be picking up on unprocessed emotions. Being that close to somebody, like being close enough to see whether somebody got on a man unit, a wig, makeup on, all of that stuff. You're picking up on people's unprocessed emotions. Source is trying to help somebody to learn how precious your water is. You have new love coming across your path. Your 4th house is important. Your 8th house, your 12th house is important, right? So you're picking up on whether energies have broken some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse. You're talking about energies who still have issues with their exes, who still have issues with, are they still linking up with their exes? I mean, like, something is serious. You have something new coming across your path. It's going to be really important for you to protect your energy from people who are still linking up, with their exes, and then still connecting with you. And like, I'm just an example of what I was talking about. There's this guy who, and y'all may have even heard the podcast on YouTube, this billionaire. He was talking about how, like, he was about to do a business deal with this guy, and I don't know if it was a multi-million-dollar, multi-billion-dollar deal, but the guy's a billionaire. He was saying, because the guy was talking about cheating on his wife, and the billionaire is married, he just nixed the whole deal, because he's like, if this guy could go home and cheat on somebody that he lies in bed with, who knows if this guy probably wouldn't have a problem cheating on him in a business deal with him. He's like, no way. He just nixed the whole deal. So that's what I'm talking about. He's talking about getting in bed with somebody in the business world, and this guy's talking about cheating on his wife. He's like, nah. For him, he's like, no, I'm not getting in bed with this person in the business world. I'm not doing business, in other words. I'm not shaking hands. I'm not doing a handshake contract with this person. That's the auric layer. That's what I'm talking about right here. You got something new you're trying to protect here. You got something new, and so you're learning how to see something from a higher frequency from now on. And that's why Source is trying to tell you, you got to learn how to delegate duty, and you got to learn learning how to see your vulnerability here. You're down to earth, you're relatable, you're leaving some energies behind. You're a star. Some people, this right here, where's the Empress card right here? This is even including riding in a car with certain people. Everybody's a star, meaning that there's hope for everybody in terms of like friendships, your alliances with energies. That's why some people go into hermit mode, because they're detoxing. They're spiritually detoxing. They're protecting their water, even if they're not famous. Even if they don't have the money, even if they don't have the degrees, even if they don't have the money, even if they don't have certain things, they are detoxing. They're taking the time to say, okay, they're trying to see something from a higher frequency. They're breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. They're learning they're moving away from certain things, trying to learn things, reading books, trying to trust their intuition. And so Source is trying to help somebody trying to break away from succubus and incubus spirits, even if they know that they're offspring from succubus and incubus, or one parent could be a succubus or incubus, another parent could be a human parent, one parent could have a incubus or succubus spirit attached to them. Like, people are learning, people are trying to break generational cycles, chains, and curses. And so Source is saying, Here we have, you are protected in love. And so this is why something is so, so very important. This is why something is so, so, so very important, right? So you're making room for a new blessing. You're making room for a new blessing. And so it's time to expand your brand. It's time to expand your brand. You have new love coming across your path. You're stepping through the portal. You have new love coming across and so somebody is still telling lies about you, but you don't care. I don't know who this is telling lies about you, but you don't care. You have a message from your ancestors. It could be somebody who has a Virgo moon. I have no idea. But whatever it is, whoever it is, right? It looks like somebody wants their star to be brighter than yours. I mean, somebody could be talking to you like in a bullying kind of way. I mean, who knows? Who knows what somebody is doing? I mean, only you would know. Only you would know. Somebody's energy could be driving you to drink or smoke or whatever the case may be. You're trying to see something from a higher frequency. You're trying to protect something new that you have, possibly. Who knows? Somebody could be pregnant. I don't know. Or you could be just pregnant with purpose. Who knows? You could be pregnant with purpose. But one thing for certain is that when you feel like you carry ancestral gifts, there is no competition. And that's the problem, is that people run around thinking that people are their competition. That nobody has any competition. So your inner child is proud of you. Whether you're a man or woman, nobody has any competition. Yeah, so yeah, something about somebody could be in a relationship. Yeah, somebody's trying to protect some kind of relationship here, some kind of harmony. But somebody could be moving. Somebody could be moving here. Yeah, somebody could be moving. A Taurus could be bullying somebody. Because I'm looking at this bull here. That's why I'm saying that. So somebody could be married. I mean, getting married or married. I don't know. So if you're getting married or you're married already, congratulations to you. You could be a star in your own right, but whatever the situation is, I mean, you want to be in harmony. You want to be in sync. You want to be in harmony. So congratulations to you. You want to protect what you're creating or whatever it is that you're doing. I feel like somebody is moving. Spiritually, you may have already moved because it's a spirit. Spiritually, you may have already moved before a tower falls. You're in a very vulnerable position right now. And a light for you came on in hermit mode about something. 828, I'm seeing a victory here. So be content with what you've done. Recall the sacrifices that you've made. So you're focused. You and somebody are focused on your peace. A fire has been put up under you, right? Recall the sacrifices that you made, the work you did, and the truths that you've uncovered. Your angels applaud you and send you celebratory energy. Show them you receive it by thanking yourself out loud right now. Perhaps even dance and or sing along to your favorite happy song. Feel the divine flow through you. So I'm seeing victory here. So congratulations to you. That is what I have for you. That is what I have for you. But again, your inner child is very proud of you. All right. Justice, right? Justice. That came out in someone else's card, in someone else's spread too. Yeah. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you all in the next video. Alrighty. Bye.